to my YouTube mom, Pretty Boomer. I got 4 tickets I'm giving out. Who wants to be in Boulder with me? I just went from not having any tickets to having 4 extra tickets because of one of the club members is donating 4 tickets to somebody who actually wants to be at the game. One request from the club member, Pretty Boomer, you have to go to the game. Don't just get the ticket so you can sit on it. Reach out to me, email me, howtipsfortlpsports@gmail.com. And let's give you those tickets because my guy Chris from Alpine Garage Sports blessed me with 4 tickets. He's an outlier. I got friends in the business now. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate your generosity. Buff Nation, what up? BWB, my bandwagon buffs. What it is, what it does, and what it's gonna be. It's your man's Harry Billion. Family, I'm back on here because I got more evidence that those paper tigers happen to be growing and they got a little bit more bite. We're gonna talk about that right now. But before we do that, guys, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Give me the thumbs up. Guys, look right here, my Amazon storefront where you can find your Buff and your Coach Prime merch. If you look right here in this area right here, you got a story to share with me, you want to share an article or a YouTube link, something you think I should look at, you can send that to me at TLP Sports Club, or you can email it, howtipsfortlpsports@gmail.com. And guess what? That's all the business I got. Man, you know what time it is. Let's work. I got more evidence, man. I had to put the hoodie on because the hoodie make me feel some kind of way. Let me pull my sleeves up a little bit because I'm about to spaz on somebody real quick. Those paper tigers are growing. They're growing real big right now. Those paper tigers are getting bigger and bigger. They're starting to look like some winter buffaloes. And the winter buffaloes are headhunters. Yes, during the deep parts of the winter when there's a lot of snow on the ground, the winter buffalo uses his head to get to his bread. The buffalo uses his head to clear the snow off the ground in order for it to get to that fresh grass that's under the snow. So the buffalo uses his head to get to the bread. And you know the person that uses their head is always going to be ahead of the game. But Harry B, slow it down. I just blessed you. The person that uses their head is always ahead of the game. You need me to say that again? Conceited, the battle rapper always says slow it down. I just dish you. But I'm not trying to dish you tonight. Tonight, I'm about to use my head to tell you what's happening in the Pac-12. So Super West Sports put out a list for the Pac-12, each Pac-12 team's biggest transfer portal loss. Today, I want to talk to you about each Pac-12 lost a member of their team that was very instrumental in their either success or lack of success. But each Pac-12 had an elite player on their team that they lost. I'm going to present that list to you tonight. But before we do that, let me set this up. Let me set up this whole thing so that when we bring it all together, you will be like, all right, Harry B, I think you have a point there. So let's go. And I'll start with this story. And y'all can follow along. The Cavaliers pre and post LeBron James, not the same team. And you have LeBron James on the Cleveland Cavaliers, the winner chip. Right after the win that chip, guess what the writers and the prognosticators and all of those people who are the analysts and all of the talking heads, guess what they're going to say? They want the chip this year with LeBron James and his entourage. There's a strong chance that they can win it again. They can repeat next year. Or at least they're going to be one of the favorites to win that chip. But comes to summertime. Hold up, guys. I got to pull my sleeves up because I'm a little hot right now. When I tell you those paper tigers are looking like winter buffaloes right now, I ain't playing no games right now. We about to go in. We going in deep. So when that happens, when the prognosticators and all of the analysts and all of those who talk and write about the sport, when they say something like that and you just seen them or you just witnessed them winning the chip, you like the Buffalo, you're going to use your head and be like, yeah, I believe that guy. I mean, they just did it. But guess what? There's one variable that has to happen. LeBron James got to come back for that to be possible. But comes the summertime, if LeBron James leaves, oh, wait a minute. If LeBron James leaves the Cleveland Cavaliers, the very next day, all of the prognosticators, all of the writers, all of the analysts and the talking heads are going to go on their platforms and going to say what? The Cleveland Cavaliers, without LeBron James, are no longer favored to win it next year. Same things happen with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. The Brooklyn Nets, they're probably not even going to make the playoffs, let alone win a chip or be chip contenders. Same thing happened in Miami. We're using our heads today. We're going to be like the winter buffalo, not no paper tigers. We're going to be like the winter buffaloes and we're going to use our heads. So right now we all agree. Amen? To the congregation. If you made it this far into the video, type amen. You agree so far, right? We're using our heads today. We're on the same page. All right. We bring it to college football. I'm to assume because I'm new in this space. I keep telling you guys that. Give me 1 year and I can't say that no more. It's like a rapper or battle rapper like Conceited. You can talk about how broke you are on your first album, but after you get all the success, you can't talk about the same thing no more. So after this year, after I get 1 year in and I know the team now, I can make my own proclamations. I can analyze and I can tell you a whole lot of things about this team. And I can no longer say, I'm new around here. I don't know. I can't play that card anymore. But At the end of the day, the writers that are in this space, I would assume, are somewhat on the same level as the writers, the prognosticators, the analysts that are in the NBA or the NFL. These are all writers. They should all know how to prognosticate correctly. We're still using our heads here, guys. Follow me. So if this guy says, we're looking like paper tigers and we're not going to win, we're only good on papers, but it's not going to translate on the field. I'll give you that. That's your opinion. I understand it. But something was amiss. There was an aha moment. Because if we're using our heads, you guys got to follow me now. The same reason why we are the worst team on paper got to be the same reason why they're going to win. Follow me, guys. I need you to follow me because I just got an aha moment. I'm like, I got a Tiffany. No, it's an epiphany, not a Tiffany. Listen, I got an epiphany. I'm getting ready for this session. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's right. The same reason why the analyst that said that we look more like paper tigers, we're only good on paper, but that's not going to translate on the field. We are the worst team in the Pac-12. That same reason has to be the same reason why TCU is going to beat us. Why every other team is going to beat us. But that was not applied, guys. He's not applying the same reasoning. Hear me out. Remember that LeBron story I just told you. If we win 1-11, worst in the conference, and you say that is the reason, then that's based on the team that we put on the field. That is based on the product that we put on the field. Amen? We there so far, congregation? We there? Cool. So if we're putting the same product on the field that we did last year to get to 1-11, that would make sense. We're using our heads now. We would say, yes, you're right, guy. And if TCU, our first opponent, is taking that same team and putting that team on the field, the same team that helped them to win all of those games to get to the national championship, if they put that same product on the field, just like the Winter Buffalo, using our heads, we ought to say, yes, you are right. That same logic has to be applied on both sides. It can't be half and half. With that being said, guys, I got some evidence for you. Before we get to the evidence, I have to set it up this way. So when I land this plane or when I bring it all together, you guys will see why this guy was full of hot air or why a lot of people are full of hot air. Because for some odd reason, people are not able to let go of the 1-11. Coach Darrell, salute my guy. You did your best. You did what you could. It is what it is. But since people can't let it go, I got to keep making my argument. I'm going to keep bringing evidence after evidence and after evidence and after more evidence because these paper tigers are starting to bark and row like lions and like winter buffaloes. There's some headhunters and they're coming. I'm going to tell you some reasons why. And they're not playing. So if you are applying the same logic, it has to make sense on both sides. The same reason why we're going to lose 1-11. The same reason why they're going to win. That same reason has to come together to meet and make sense. It has to make sense. Make it make sense for me, my guy. Make it make sense. Use your head. It appeared to me in my epiphany, it appeared to me that the same logic was not applied. Because if you're going to take our product, our 1-11 product, and put that on the field, then the elements of that 1-11 product has to be the same. The coaches, the staff, everybody has to be the same. We all know it's not the same. I'm not going to bore you with that. We already know it's not the same. So that part is defunct. It's not there no more. Okay, and who are they being replaced with? They're being replaced with similar pieces, the same pieces. Are we going parallel? Are we vertical or are we parallel? Higher skill level? Or are we saying, oh, these are the same players? The product's the same? No, the product's not the same. So the team members, the recruits are top what? In the transfer portal. You're ranked in recruiting? So that's another one. That's another evidence. The reason why they won and got to the championship, their LeBron James is gone. Their quarterback has declared for the NFL draft. And guess what? He's predicted not to even go in the first round. His stats are not coming in that clear, guys. This guy's like the quarterback that's left. They're LeBron James. If they were to retain their LeBron James, then it will make sense. Their quarterback was the biggest factor in the reason why they got as far as they did. Their LeBron James is gone. He's not going first round. Let's throw the stat up on the screen. Max Duggan. His hand size, 9.875. His composite size grade is poor. His composite explosion grade is good. His composite speed grade is elite. He can run in the pocket. Okay, the dude can run. I saw his highlight. That boy can run it. One of those games, they were down like 28 to like 13, 14 or something like that. I mean, he willed them back. He was running the ball like a running back. The dude can run. He is a mobile quarterback. Yes, he's good. But when it comes to NFL elite quarterbacks, your name is being spoken in the draft. He's being projected as number 1 in the draft when he enters the draft next season. not this quarterback from TCU. He's a good quarterback. He's not even projected in the first round of the NFL draft that he's currently in. Composite agility grade, poor. You see it right there. Those who know how to extrapolate this data or explain this data, go to the comments. That's his stats from the NFL stuff. This is the guy that left. This is their LeBron James, the guy that helped them to win and get to where they were last year. This is the guy that left. He's not going that high in the draft. Yes, he may get drafted, but he's not going that high in the draft. Like maybe second round. I guarantee you, our guy, when he enters the draft, he's going higher in the draft than this guy. Guaranteed. I'm just going to lay it out and you guys tell me. Let's use our heads, okay? All of these things, we're going to put them together and we're going to say, you tell me, based on the evidence, where are we? Are we paper tigers or are we winter buffaloes? We head hunters and we using our heads. Where we at? Oh, I'm on tonight. I'm ready to spaz. I'm ready to go. Let's go. I went digging, baby, and I'm ready. Make it make sense to me. It has to make sense. I brought some evidence today so that we can talk about it. Every campaign needs a path to victory. Lay out the evidence. Show me how do you see it laying out, and then the constituents can make up their own minds because nobody has played it down. Nobody has played it down. Not at all. For 2023, nobody has played it down. So the argument of the paper tiger, yes, they're looking good on paper. Everybody is still on paper as far as I'm concerned. The argument of we being the worst, I'm presenting that right now. Follow me. So the stats that's on your screen, you look at it. This is the guy they're losing. I want to put it in perspective. What you see, the stat that you see on your screen right now. So this guy has to equal to the guy that we have here. Do we even have anything close to this guy? Yes. Our guy is the guy that their guy is going to be talking about in the draft. On 3, the recruiting service made a list of the top 10 NIL earners in college sports. We occupied number 6 and number 7. 2 people on that list on the Paper Tigers. 2 people. I got evidence tonight, guys. Ride with me. I'm bringing evidence now. Make it make sense to me. You can make the argument and say, well, Shadour's only on the list because his dad has a name, and yes, NIL has to do with name, image, and likeness, and blah, 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 blah. Tell me if 6,000 yards doesn't make any sense to you. Tell me if 2 undefeated seasons doesn't make sense to you with Shador and his dad, who is the coach of our team. Make it make sense to me. Lay out the evidence that this guy is full of hot air. We can debunk this. We can debunk that. We can become debunkinators because that's what we got to do. We got to show the detractors and the delusional detractors. We have to show them the evidence. And the thing that makes them delusional, because they're not winter buffaloes where they use their heads. They're only using some other parts of their body to bring their arguments because only their evidence makes sense. Nobody else's evidence makes sense. Make it make sense to me. I'm making it make sense. Their LeBron James is not on their team no more. A big portion, a big reason for their success is not there no more. I'm talking about just our first game. We have a lot of time before the kickoff. We got the summertime. We got so much time. Guys, I'm going to bring you so much evidence. When I'm done with the evidence that I got, the evidence that I'm collecting, when I'm done with this evidence, you're going to be like, well, dang, Harry B, we might as well just go straight to the chip. Let's go ahead and just handle the Pac-12 first. We'll talk about the chip in a little bit. Right now, I got some evidence because I'm heated with this whole paper tiger situation. And you know I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to let it go until we start playing. And this guy has given me some fuel to work with. Oh, he's giving me some ammunition. And I got evidence. I'm going to keep proving it all the way until kickoff. That guy is full of hot air. And all the delusional detractors, those who don't believe in evidence, it's up to you. In the on 3, who apparently don't like us because we're highly going after somebody who has a high profile. We're going after that person. And in the 9th hour, all of a sudden, they lose a star and everybody's going crazy about it. That on 3. So there's no favors here. So the argument would make sense that if they're doing a top 10 of NIL, they can't fudge the numbers. They can't really do anything with the numbers. They just have to report it as is. Now, when it's on their side and they're the one kind of, manipulating the numbers, then maybe they can do whatever they want to do. They can drop a star. That's on them. But when it has to do with dollars, it got to make sense. On our team, I'm putting our first match. My argument right now is based on our first match, TCU. Their LeBron James is gone. I didn't see any of their players on that NIL list. The NIL has to do with name, image, and likeness. And you know how you get your name, image, and likeness? It comes with your popularity. It comes with your play. It comes with the audience votes. Name, image, and likeness comes from the people. The people have spoken. The people that watch the game. Name, image, and likeness comes from the people. Can this person play? This person's a bad boy. Name, image, and likeness. Profile. The highest profile in the game, in the sport. That's what we're talking about. 2 on that list. Colorado had 2 on the list. Do you understand what I'm talking about? The worst team team that's in the Pac-12. I'm going to repeat this for the Deion detractors and the delusional Deion detractors. I got evidence tonight, guys. 2. Out of the top 10, the top 10 list of NIL earners from On3, the worst team in the conference in the Pac-12 has 2 people on that list. And one of those people is the quarterback who is a Heisman Trophy candidate. Stop playing with me. I did the video. You guys saw it. We bring evidence on this channel. Do you see the fire and the steam coming off my shoulders and coming off my neck right now? One of those players is a Heisman Trophy candidate, just like the Heisman Trophy candidate from USC, Caleb Williams. The Heisman Trophy winner is being projected to win the Heisman Trophy once again. We're talking about all paper tigers here, right? We're using our heads. Our quarterback is also a Heisman Trophy contender. When he joins the NFL draft, I guarantee you he's going to go much higher than the TCU quarterback that is currently in the draft. It is not even projected to go the first round. But he's coming from HBCU, so he hasn't been tested at PWI. He ain't been tested Power 5, so it may not be this. Stop playing with me. Make it make sense to me. 6'3" tall in the HBCU. I'm not saying Shador is. HBCU 6'3", 6'3", Power 5, same height. 308 pounds, HBCU, 308 pounds, Power 5, same guy. Take that argument off the table. We're using our heads tonight. Follow me. Hot air balloons, analysts, flying all around college football. I don't get it. I don't understand. The college writers, they don't care. Why is it different for college football? It's like they don't care. We're in this vast wasteland of a lot of teams, so many bowl games, we don't have to keep track. Nobody's out there reading this stuff anyway, so nobody cares. Oh, I'm reading, and I care, and I'm going to shred you. I guarantee you, I'm going to shred every fiber of your writing on this here channel. Let's go, baby. I hope you understand the analogies and the metaphors that I'm bringing tonight. It has to make sense. Make it make sense to me. I'm just focused on our first team, on the first team that we're going to play, because this team is projected to beat us. If all of the analysts project for TCU to beat us on paper, we're all paper tigers because nobody's throwing a pass yet. So if they're projected to beat us, and their argument is you were 1-11 last year, so there's no way that you're going to beat the title contenders from last year. We say, okay, we understand that argument. But what product are they putting on the field? Are they putting the same product that made them win last year? Are they putting that product on the field? If the answer to that question is no, we'd be like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. Question marks has to start coming up. Like, where are the question marks? You got to say timeout. We only get 3 timeouts. We got to use one of those timeouts right now. You just said we're going to lose because of our 1-11. And then you also just said that they're going to win because of their chip contenders. Their argument is, oh no, you're just going to lose because you lost last year. Oh, you're just going to win because you won last year. Huh? The Buffalo's scratching his head. Their LeBron James is gone. Half of the entourage is gone. And they're still being projected to win based on the fact that they're going to win. Oh, okay. So it makes sense then. They're going to win because they won. They're going to lose because they lost. Oh, okay. We can just rest on that. Nope. I'm not resting on that. Stop playing with me. Don't pass go. Don't collect 200. We got to shred that. We got to go to the buffaloswire.usatoday.com so that we can get some more fire. Let's go right now. Each Pac-12 team's biggest transfer portal laws per Super West Sports. And this one is coming from Matt Wagner. We're firmly into the college football offseason and beyond the annual coaching carousel that takes place where coaches either shuffle around like a deck of cards in Vegas or use other potential suitors as leverage to improve their contract situations. The transfer portal is also very much in play. And guess who is at the top of that transfer portal? We eating everybody's lunch. Stop playing with me. Give me your lunch. Debo is on the prowl. You playing with the wrong one. It gotta make sense. Make it make sense to me. We at the top of the food chain when it comes to the transfer portal. I'm making it make sense. What you got? Your evidence can't be better than mine because that's what you're writing about. Y'all keep writing about it. I'm going to keep shredding it. Let's go. Now that one free transfer season is guaranteed by the NCAA, a lot more players are using that route to potentially look at greener pastures of their own. And the Pac-12 is no different. Jack Farman of Super West Sports took a look at each Pac-12 team's biggest laws in the portal this offseason, and you can take a look below. Dorian Singer to USC. Dorian Singer left Arizona, went over to USC. Arizona had a good air attack last season, and while that's still the case heading into 2023, losing Singer, who had 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns in his last campaign, won't be easy for the Wildcats to replace. As for Singer, he'll try to be USC's new addition of Jordan Addison, a game-changing receiver from Pitt who led the Trojans to a New Year's Six Bowl and would be a first-round NFL draft pick in late April. All right, the next team is going to be Arizona State. Their OT Ben Scott to Nebraska. Losing an offensive lineman is never welcome news. Losing an experienced tackle in Scott is even worse for the Sun Devils, and it could be difficult to find a quality replacement this offseason. If we're the worst, make it make sense to me. Cal. Wide receiver J. Michael Studevant to UCLA. I'm about to say that was Bedford Stuyvesant or something like that. Stop playing with me, son. Man, this American English is killing me, boy. I tell you, boy. I'll go back to Africa with this. The California Golden Bears were less than stellar in 2022. Losing one of the more underrated young receivers in the nation is a significant loss for them. And they were an offense already in a time of transition with a new quarterback set to take the reins in Berkeley. I want y'all to read between the lines. I don't have a big research team, but these companies that I'm reading, these companies got research teams. They know how to post statistics in order for them to write the statistical information that they bring to us. Read between the lines. If we are the worst team in the conference, me reading between the lines of all of this stuff, it don't pass the smell test not one bit that we are the worst team. But here goes Cal, less than stellar in 2022. I'm going to keep bringing evidence. Let's go. The next one is Colorado. That's us. We're Colorado. This is the 1-11 team. Who do we lose? CB Kellen Moore to Cal. We just talked about Cal. Cal was losing a good wide receiver. We're losing the cornerback from that 1-11 team to Cal. They're going to need that. You see something going on here? So Colorado lost its cornerback Kalen Moore to Cal, the same Cal who had an underrated wide receiver. You know there's a reason why they underrate you, right? Because you're not that guy. You know what I'm saying? You're good, but they're underrating you. We're losing our cornerback to that same Cal. Okay, follow the logic here, guys. Is anybody out there paying attention? I'm talking to myself on this video, but guys, you have the power of the comments. Or you're starting to comment yet. You're not even going to finish the video and you're going to start commenting on this stuff. Are you guys keeping track? Are y'all keeping stats out there? Am I doing a good job laying this stuff out for you guys to see? Are we using our heads out there? Because we're talking about paper tigers. Nobody has played a down. Nobody has thrown a pass except in spring practice. See you on April 22nd. We're using our heads today. We're Winter Buffalo today. In the Un3 top 10 NIL deals, we had 2 people there. One of those people, his name was Travis Hunter. He's a Winter Buffalo now. He's a headhunter. See what I did there? He was on that top 10 list with Shador, our quarterback. Guess what position he plays? The guy that we lost from that 1-11 team, the same position that he plays. That guy was not on that top 10 list, brethren. So we have an elite 5-star, top of his class cornerback replacing the guy that we lost. Slow it down. I just blessed you. Evidence, guys. Moore and Travis Hunter were in the transfer portal together. Guess what? Travis Hunter was ranked in the transfer portal next to Mr. Moore. Travis Hunter was ranked number 1 in the transfer portal, and we got him. We got the better cornerback from the transfer portal. We're the worst team. All of the teams that's better than us are losing significant pieces that can cripple their team. If you're paying any attention, and we're supposed to be the worst team in the Pac-12, there are pieces that they're losing. The Pac-12 teams, the pieces that they're losing are crippling pieces for them. The piece that we lost is being replaced by a number 1 top player in all of college football. Is that not an upgrade? Let me upgrade you, upgrade, let me upgrade you. Make it make sense to me. If you get an upgrade, the writer who writes about the upgrade, would they not write and say, well, they're getting an upgrade in this area? If we're using our heads, if you're Winter Buffaloes today, we're headhunters. We use our head to move away the noise to get to the NIL bread. What does that tell you? That means Cal is starting to look like the worst team. Cal could be worse than us because we just upgraded. They're receiving a cornerback that's not rated as high as our cornerback. Got a quarterback that's not as high as our quarterback. They got receivers that are not being talked about anywhere. They're losing their receivers. That means this guy who wrote that story about the paper tigers is full of hot air. I'm going to leave all the expletives to you guys out there. Don't put it in the comments, please. Evidence, guys. Bring your evidence. I'll bring my evidence. Let's go head to head. Pound for pound, what you got. Congratulations, Cal. I hope you got a little better. We got more evidence. Let's keep going, guys. This is just light work. I got some stuff coming. I guarantee you. The next person we're going to talk about is Oregon. Linebacker Justin Flo to Arizona. We're talking just Pac-12 teams. I'm using TCU because TCU is our first opponent, and they're supposed to wipe us off the planet. The DNA shows not so fast, brethren. Olajuwon, no. DNA and the evidence shows no. Slow your roll, bruh. You got a rude awakening coming, TCU. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these delusional people. TCU, you better prepare. TCU, if you know what I know, if you know the arm of Shador Sanders, you better prepare. I know you're not listening. TCU, you're a Christian university. I know you're not listening to these delusional detractors. Flo is one of the more intriguing players in the conference. He was one of the best linebackers in the nation coming out of high school, but health had been a concern for him until last year. Flo had a great season and has NFL potential if he can put together a good year in Tucson. Listen, Flo, get it together, brother. We want to see you in the NFL. This has nothing to do with you guys. We're not crapping on nobody here. We're bringing evidence to show why we're not the worst in the Pac-12. Somebody's delusional. Somebody got upset. Somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day. And I'm here to shred him. I'm going to shred him apart. We got more evidence. Let's keep going. Oregon State, linebacker Omar Spikes to LSU. Interesting. We still the worst? Spikes is another big loss for the other Pac-12 team in Oregon. Fresh off one of the Beavers' better seasons in years, Spikes, an Oregon State mainstay, will head off to the Bayou looking to replicate the success he had in Corvallis. Stanford. Linebacker Levani Demuning to Utah. Demuning, an impactful linebacker for a less than impactful Cardinal group. Let's read between the line here. Demuning, an impactful linebacker for a less than impactful Cardinal group. Less than impactful. Less than impactful. We were 1-11, but they're less than impactful. What kind of impact are they making? Not much of an impact. But we're the worst? Paper Tigers, Winter Buffaloes. Use your head. Get to the bread. Left Stanford to head to one of the best Pac-12 defenses in Utah. Yeah, them boys can ball. I've seen them play. They can ball. I'm watching some highlights just to kind of get caught up. Utah can ball, for sure. Demuning should have no issue fitting in with the Utes, and he's a significant loss for a Stanford program that was already in flux. Read between the line and make it make sense to me. The Stanford singular Cardinal were in flux. Words matter. To these writers, words matter. Because every time somebody writes something about us, they're not using these detrimental words, though. That's why I bring these things to us so that we can read between the lines and say, wait a minute, if we're supposed to be the worst in the conference, then these words have to be levied against us as well. If these words are not being levied against us and they keep writing stuff about us, we keep ending up breaking records. We keep ending up in top 10 lists of NILs. If we keep selling out tickets, if these things are being written about us, something got to tell you that we are not the worst team in the Pac-12. The worst team ain't supposed to be breaking records and selling out tickets to free games. Let that simmer. We may not be one of the biggest channels in this space, but we're going to be one of the most informed in this space. TLP Sports Club, I guarantee you, I'm going to keep bringing evidence. I'm going to keep informing. I'm going to keep educating. I'm going to make sure that my club members are well informed. That's just how I am. That's just how I'm wired. Those paper tigers, they're looking more like win-up buffaloes who are using their head to get to the bread. And that's all I got to say. You know who I am. I'm Harry B. That right there was the Liberian Perspective. TLP Sports Club. Brah.